Joining us now with his take on this significant escalation is Lieutenant Colonel Hal Kempfer, retired Marine Corps intelligence officer and president of KIP, a strategic risk management firm. As always, we thank you for joining us. All right, listen, significant escalation here. And it seems to me, for one reason above all else, and that's unlike other recent incidents in the region, Hal, Iran isn't denying this one.
No, Eric, this actually, they've come right out and said they shot down the aircraft. The dispute is, where was it? They say it was over Iranian airspace. We say it was over international airspace. Everything I've heard indicates that it was probably over international airspace. The other thing, too, is with the Global Hawk, it flies so high. I mean, it's over 60,000 feet. It's an amazing aircraft, a very expensive aircraft, but you don't have to fly over their territory to get pretty good imagery and other things that you need in order to compete, basically do the intelligence mission.
You're talking about a drone, an aircraft with the wingspan of a 737. The U.S. scrambling to recover the wreckage, but Iran claims that its forces have recovered parts of the drone. How significant is that from an intelligence standpoint?
Well, we don't want them to have any parts. In fact, the first thing I thought of when I heard it was a Global Hawk shooting down was that there was a recovery armada that we had probably launched, and probably Iranians launched something equivalent to try and gather up as many pieces as they can. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there's divers or underwater unmanned vehicles right now collecting parts of it, because there's a lot of sensitive equipment that's on that plane. And it's a huge, as drones go, conceptually, most people think of drones like they think of little quadcopters, or maybe they think of something like a Predator, it's a little bit bigger. This thing is really big. It's like a good-sized aircraft. It's more along the size of, say, a U-2 aircraft, manned aircraft, and it's just jammed full of really high-value intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance equipment.
With a cost of well over more than $100 million. All right, so how should the U.S. respond? It's a question that's been asked all day long. There was a Situation Room briefing with lawmakers. Did Iran just invite the U.S. to attack?
Well, this is what's interesting. They're proceeding cautiously, and that's the term that they're using consistently. I'm kind of wondering what happened within the Iranian chain of command. That was an IRGC, Revolutionary Guard anti-aircraft system. That was a very sophisticated missile system that they control. That is not a regular Iranian military anti-aircraft weapon system. So that was an IRGC decision. As you know, the IRGC is an organization that we've declared as terrorists. So it's possible, and when the president said this could have been a lower level decision, it's possible this was an IRGC decision. Now, once done, it's very difficult for the Iranian government to walk away and distance itself from something, even if it was a horrible mistake. Right. So I think we're going to kind of balance that.
Hal, very quickly, the president sent some mixed messages after getting word of the drone first being shot down. He said, first, Iran made a very big mistake. He was then asked if the U.S. would retaliate. He responded, you'll soon find out. And then he changed his tune and he said, I find it hard to believe it was intentional. What do you make of the mixed signals, very quickly?
Well, I think what happened was he got an intelligence brief, and they gave him a lot of things that we collected. I'm not going to get into details, but I'm sure a lot of things that were collected, which indicates how the decision was made to shoot down the plane and some other things. And as more information became available, it was less clear that a fast retaliation would be necessary, and we might do something a little more nuanced, if you will.
All right, Hal Kempfer, as always, we thank you so much for your time.